maybe I can manage. Wow, the background looks pretty cool. It's a bit pinkish. I just made these new curtains, actually. I have one more here, so I can record in front of the window, even though it's a day. Oh, this is a bit high, but I think that's fine. So I'm just trying to quickly record an episode now, because soon I have to return this equipment back, because it's not mine, sadly. But hopefully one day I can get my own. So let's stay tuned to that. And today is going to be a bit unscripted. I wrote some notes, but I'm sorry, this is so distracting. Well, if you're not watching this podcast, which I hope you don't, I know that sounds weird, but I think podcast is for listening, so you really don't have to watch the videos. I'm saying this because if you are just listening, actually, if you're watching it, you know why I'm saying this, but if you are just listening, you can see that I have a light cutting through my face because of my new curtains, which are not, I guess, not working 100%, but it's still better than having a direct sunlight. Then I would look like a ghost, just white and pale. But that's maybe a bit of a ramble. So let's get into the episode, right? Hello and welcome back. I'm your host Martina, and wow, my voice sounds a bit deep today. I will try to give you a little piece of advice today, as always, and some motivation and some inspiration. I don't have a script, not that I usually write it. I do write notes to sort of be on track, but doesn't usually help. So if you have any tips on how to write a proper script or notes for a podcast, let me know, because I'm still learning, as you might know if you follow me from the beginning. I just started this podcast in January, so that's not so long ago. So I'm really still just kind of an intern in this world, and not the pro. So yeah, that's all. And I've been thinking today, like, oh, what could I say? And I always like to sort of reflect on the week that just passed, and sort of what I learned, what are the lessons I learned, what are the things that I take from that week. I think it's a nice practice. I also journal a lot. So I hope you maybe also do something like that. If you're listening to this podcast, let me know. I love to learn also new things and techniques. And what kind of struck with me this week, I think one of the first things that comes to my mind, I had a really beautiful last week actually, but one of the first and really memorable things from last week was kind of a couple of small moments that happened, but they all shared one thing in common, which was how apparently I inspired a lot of people. So to give you an example, I have this one friend, he's a musician, and he just started a GoFundMe. Maybe I should actually link it down below if you want to support him. And basically has his own band, and now he wants to just get some money because he doesn't have enough. He wants to get some money for his album to get it properly mastered. I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, but it basically means that once you record the music, then you send it to a proper proper studio where they edit it and put it together and balance the sounds and stuff, so it sounds perfect, and he told me that I told him, which I do vaguely remember, but I say a lot of things. I mean, that's why I have a podcast. I told him about GoFundMe because he was sharing some time ago, as he was still recording the songs, that he would like to get his songs properly mastered by like some professionals, so it sounds really good, right? But he doesn't have the money, and it's really fucking expensive, actually. How much he told me that it cost, like, oh my god, 2,000, 4,000 a song or something, or maybe I misunderstood, but still, it's a lot of money. I mean, that's like my rent. And he wanted to get it mastered, but he didn't have the money and he didn't know how to get it. And so I just like ping-ponged a few ideas, right? Because I always have so many ideas. My brain just doesn't stop. So I told him about GoFundMe also, and I said, maybe you should do some events or like offer something and just do GoFundMe so people support you. Like, I'm sure you already have a fan base because you already have the band for some time, you already played at some places, so why don't you just combine it? And he did, and now he's like, I feel like he's rocking it. Like, he's getting some money, which is amazing. And that was just one of like the examples. And then also there was another woman that came to my workshop. I mean, a lot of people came, but there were like 1 or 2 people that came to my workshop that told me like, oh, I listened to your podcast and I love what you do and it's so inspiring. And for me, this is always like, wow, like a aha moment, you know, when you don't actually know how big of an impact you have. And you will never know that. Like, that's the thing. You will never know actually who do you influence and how much do you influence people with what you do. But that's why I guess you cannot do it for others, right? That's why you have to do it for yourself, because what gratification would you get if you actually cannot see or know how many people is gonna listen to your song or your art is gonna inspire? So yeah, really do it for yourself, because also I think it has to come from your heart. And this is like another realization I had a few days ago when I talked to my really good friend, how we have this feeling that we have like this inner voice that you have to be connected to, and how we can really see in our art when it feels like this inner voice or higher power or whatever you want to call it, I don't know, is like speaking through you. So it's like not even your own expression, but it feels like there is something higher in place that speaks through you, if you know what I mean. And it's just such an amazing feeling when it feels like then you can really take the gratification, because it's like, it's not even me actually speaking or like expressing this, you know. I mean, obviously it's me, but I feel like I'm just a channel, like a bridge between something more important than this world. And yeah, that's amazing. And I actually decided, sorry, a little break. I'm really tired today, so I might be taking breaks while recording a 10-minute episode. My god, shame on me. But I told you that this episode is gonna be a bit unscripted, but I think that's nice also to have sort of a raw episode, so you... Sorry, just drank water in the middle of a sentence. I think it's nice to have also a bit raw episode, so you get to know me a little more and how I think, although I guess that's very hard to understand how my brain works, also for me. But yeah, those are like different things that I've been reflecting on this past week, also about relationships, you know. But I think who doesn't think about relationships, right? How it's so important to be honest right from the beginning And not just with like the other person in terms of who you are, but also with yourself in terms of like, oh, there is something that's not really working, or like, that's not the right word, like not working, but that there is something that, okay, I'm not willing to compromise on this. Like if you behave like this way, or if you do certain things, or maybe you have a different lifestyle that I imagine you have, and I just don't see us matching, you really have to be honest from the beginning, because it's like building a house, no? Every relationship that you have, it's like building a house. And like, imagine that in the base of the house, or imagine that even in the drawing, like the architectural drawing of your house, there is something that doesn't seem right, you know, and you see it, right? You feel it in your gut, like, it's not really, I don't think this is gonna work. But then you're like, but maybe let's build the house and then see. It's not gonna work. Like, just because you build a house is not gonna change the architectural drawing. Like, the structure is not gonna change. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because you build a house and covered the base layer of it, which wasn't feeling very stable, it's not gonna make the house more stable, right? Like, you will not want to live in that house. And the same goes for relationships. Just be honest. Also, you have nothing to lose, right? I mean, what are you gonna lose if you're honest? Sorry, it's just so clear to me. And it's not that it's easy for me to be honest with people, that it's easy to say the truth all the time. But you have to be honest if you want the relationships to work. Because you're not gonna avoid it. And we have this saying in my language, which means something like, the truth will always come out, or like surface. And I think that's so true. You just cannot hide the truth. If it's the way you feel about a person, if it's a small thing that bothers you, or if it's simply something that doesn't work for you, isn't it better to just say it right away, while you still have control over your feelings and emotions and can say it in a nice way, than waiting until you explode because you simply have enough? Just think about it. And I didn't expect to talk about relationships here, but I guess it's very important, because I think also, I know relationships are everywhere, right? We are human beings. I mean, we interact. We were made to interact. We were made to live together, to connect with other human beings. So you cannot avoid having relationships. But then it's up to you if you want to have honest relationships, or if you just want to wait simply until the truth comes out on the surface on its own, which isn't always so pleasant, right? And also, I heard this really cool quote. Well, I don't remember exactly the quote, but it was something about, oh yes, I know how it goes. It was something like, if things don't add up, I cannot remember. Wait, I wrote it in my phone. Yes. I had this quote which said, if things don't add up, subtract. I hope I'm saying this right. But what I mean by this, it's if things don't add up, you should eliminate something. And I think it's such a smart quote, because, it doesn't only mean that if you do too much, or if you have too much, you should take something away. It also means if things just aren't right or don't fit, you should eliminate something to take it away so that you make more space for new things to come or more fitting things to come. And doesn't mean that you have to do stuff all the time or have more things, but simply that you are trying to restore the balance, like in the equation, right? So I think I love this quote. And also because it was from one of my favorite, well, I watch him on Instagram, but I think he's a podcaster, I'm not sure, my favorite content creators, let's say. And he was also talking about how evolution is elimination, right? But that also means that if you want to become somebody better, or you want to grow, or simply become a new person, you also need to eliminate the old you. And this is so beautiful. Let's just take a moment to reflect on this, because I love that so much. And it is really important to recognize that when something no longer serves you, you need to let it go. And the same way it goes also with your projects or things that might feel like opportunities, but then they are not. Don't be scared to let them go. Don't be scared to let them go, because they will only make space for something more meaningful and something that you truly deserve. Like, I had this also with my workshops. I struggled so much because I've been always feeling like this is unfair and I'm not getting paid and I'm getting opportunities but not the right ones and people don't appreciate me. People know your value, by the way. People know your value already, but they just want to see if you know it too. So fucking prove them that you know your value and stand by it. Stand your ground. And if that opportunity isn't exactly what you want, don't be scared to let it go. Don't be scared to say no or simply pass that opportunity, because a better one will show up after that one. I promise you. I promise you. I lived that. And it's just amazing. Truly amazing for me to experience and see how once I stopped being so anxious and attached about I need to take this opportunity because it's an opportunity and I should take that because I don't want to clean houses forever. But once I kind of said, no, I know my value, I stand my ground, and this opportunity, they don't want to pay me salary, or they don't want to give me anything for doing a workshop, and they ask me to bring all the materials. I'm sorry, I know my value. And once I started saying no to these opportunities, I started getting the real opportunities. And yes, maybe it's not so many, but slowly it's building up. And your reputation will spread. So people will know, she knows her value now. So now we have to pay her. Now we have to appreciate her as she deserves. So really stand by your value. Because you know it. And you fucking deserve it. You deserve it. You are amazing. And believe in yourself, and everything you do can come true. Everything you want can come true. So if you can imagine the dream, it exists in the future. So stand your ground and prove the people that you know your value. And this is a very long unscripted episode. And I'm getting very excited, but my camera is dying, so I think I need to finish here. Thank you so much for listening. Have a beautiful, wonderful day, start of the week, and remember your value and how much you deserve and how amazing you are, and just go, keep on shining. That's all from me. I hope that this inspired you at least a little bit and that you enjoyed listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye! Have a beautiful day. Bye. And also don't forget to subscribe or like or comment. It always helps a ton. And if you want to support me, I have a Buy Me a Coffee page. So thank you so much and have a beautiful day. Bye.